Ugh, ads are such poop. Subscribe to Acast Plus now to skip ads and more for just $1 a month. Click the link in our show notes to learn how. And hey, we're on Patreon too. Your support helps cover the cost of running a podcast. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all our episodes ad-free, plus bonus episodes exclusive to Patreon subscribers only. Visit patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to sign up now. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband.
Wife.
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Let's see. Rehoboam in the previous chapters had whipped his people with scorpions and stuff. And then he went against the Lord, and then he died.
Well, don't forget that he humbled himself, and then he went against the Lord again.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
It was a back and forth.
God was like, oh, we won't hurt you as much, but then, no, you're against the Lord also, so then you're dead.
Yeah.
But also he ruled for like 19 years or something like that.
Right. Also, the title of this, I was just glancing at it.
Yeah.
And I thought it said Shit Stacks, Invasion of Judah. But it doesn't say Shit Stacks.
Shishak.
Yeah.
All right. So that was 2 Chronicles chapter 12.
Sure as fuck was.
And today we're going to be getting into
2 Chronicles chapter 13.
All right, let's go do this.
Okie dokie. 2 Chronicles chapter 13.
All right.
Abijah.
That was Rehoboam's son who
Correct.
took over probably
When Rehoboam died.
Yeah. Okay.
Abijah began to rule over Judah in the 18th year of Jeroboam's reign in Israel.
Oh, this is where we start comparing.
This is the back and forth.
Other kings to the other kings.
Judah versus Israel. So-and-so started in the other one's whatever year.
Such a confusing way to track who's in charge when.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, I remember that we were going through those back and forths, and it took us a minute before we realized, wait, they're split. This country is split.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. No, I mean, it makes a little more sense the second time around.
Yeah.
But still, it's a weird way to track who's in charge when. Somewhat.
It's not the best.
Not the best.
It's not the best.
No.
So Abijah reigned in Jerusalem 3 years. His mother was Maacah, the daughter of Uriel from Gibeah.
Okay. Must have done evil, though, because, 3 years.
Then war broke out. Between Abijah and
I
Jeroboam.
wonder if it was springtime.
I like the springer. I like the sun and the moon and the springer. I need to know what that song is.
Okay, well, I'm sure somebody will let us know.
Yeah. But how does it go? I like the Juna. I like the sun and the moon and the springer.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's really cute. It's one of those
I know what you're talking about somewhat, but yeah.
It's like one of those 1950s old cartoons, you know?
Got it.
Yeah, really cute. Judah, led by King Abijah, fielded 400,000 select warriors, while Jeroboam mustered 800,000 select troops from Israel.
And they got a lot more.
When the army of Judah arrived in the hill country of Ephraim, Abijah stood on Mount Zemaraim and shouted to Jeroboam and all of Israel.
Shouted to him.
That is a big shout.
That's a loud shout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine just using your voice to talk to 800,000 troops?
No.
Right.
No.
How did that? Maybe they had one of those giant ram's horns, Ricola. Right? Yeah.
Exactly. Listen to me, he shouts.
Yeah, shouted.
Don't you realize that the Lord, the God of Israel, made a lasting covenant with David, giving him and his descendants the throne of Israel forever. Okay, this is going on too long.
So you can't keep doing the echo?
So, yeah, I'm not going to keep doing the shout. Okay. But just imagine that it's there.
Yeah, okay. All right, I got it.
It's a really long shout.
I'm imagining yelling and echoing.
Well, I mean, it just keeps going. I'm like, oh, girl.
Yeah.
Yet Jeroboam, son of Nebat, he continues shouting to the crowd, a mere servant of David's son Solomon, rebelled against his master. A mere servant.
He's not David's bloodline, so what the fuck, man?
Son of a bitch.
Right?
Then a whole gang of scoundrels joined him.
Scoundrels.
Scallywags even.
Yeah.
I used the word tomfoolery today, and I felt so happy about it.
Did you?
Because here's what happened. I was babysitting, and they still have this bowl of candy, and it's down to Tootsie Rolls. Yeah. You know, that's always what's left, right?
I mean, sure.
I love Tootsie Rolls, but, you know, that's last.
Right. Tootsie Rolls are last, obviously.
So I pull out one of the chunky ones. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to eat me this Tootsie Roll, right? Yeah. And I open it up, and the bigger, chunkier ones, once you open the outer wrapping, they still have this cardboard, like holder.
Protector type thing.
Yeah, like it holds it in place, right?
Right.
That fucking thing was stuck to the goddamn Tootsie Roll.
Fuck.
I was so mad. And so I texted my best friend who I was babysitting for. Yeah. What the fuck tomfoolery is this? I never did get a clear answer.
Right.
But I had to throw it away. I couldn't open it.
Yeah, you had cardboard on your Tootsie Roll. Like, what are you supposed to do?
And I was hesitant to try another one. So I was just like, I guess I'm not eating.
You could have cut off that portion, you know?
No, you don't understand. It was all the way around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, no, it wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
So anyway, tomfoolery. Yeah. And scoundrels and scallywags.
Right, right, yep.
So, okay, he's still shouting. Okay, Abijah is still shouting to all of Israel and his 800,000 troops or 400,000, however many thousands of troops.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
Then a whole gang of scoundrels joined him, defying Solomon's son Rehoboam when he was young and inexperienced and could not stand up to them.
That's what happened?
Do you really think you can stand against the kingdom of the Lord that is led by the descendants of David?
Didn't it just say in the Bible, just like last chapter, like that the whole covenant that God had done with David's line was kind of fucked up because Rehoboam kind of went against God? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And like that's the reason like he gave his enemies victories is because Rehoboam kind of fucked it up.
He did.
I mean, and you can't treat people like that, like beating them with fucking scorpion whips or whatever the fuck he was doing.
Talking about the size of your pinky being bigger than
and expect
whatever.
People to fucking follow you. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Sounds like he was an asshole and he kind of deserved what he got.
Bad
a little
leader.
Bit, you know?
Bad leaders get what they get.
Right.
You may have a vast army, he continued, and you have those gold calves that Jeroboam made as your gods.
Yeah.
But you have chased away the priests of the Lord, the descendants of Aaron, you know, the Levites.
Yeah.
And the Levites.
And then there we go.
Oops. Yeah. Sorry. I was getting a little full of myself there. And I, Yeah. Anyway. And, he continued, you have appointed your own priests, just like the pagan nations. You know about the pagans.
Because you got to have Levites. You can't just appoint anybody. Yeah. Duh. That's what it was written that way. Because Moses said so.
Dumb sons of bitches.
Yeah, right?
You let anyone become a priest these days. These days. You kids and your newfangled ways of making anybody a priest these days. Whoever comes to be dedicated with a young bull and 7 rams can become a priest of these so-called gods of yours. But as for us, he continued, the Lord is our God.
Is he?
And we have not abandoned him.
No?
Today.
But you only rule for 3 years. You'd already said that, so that doesn't sound like you're really in good favor here.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm going to hold out judgment here, but I bet you do wrong by God.
I bet you do. As I recall, they all do.
Right?
Only the descendants of Aaron serve the Lord as priests, and the Levites alone may help them in their work. They present burnt offerings and fragrant incense to the Lord every morning and evening, he continues yelling.
I'm just curious.
Seems like, a really weird thing to keep yelling.
Right. But, like, you remember when God, like, killed Aaron's sons for lighting the wrong fucking fire on the incense or whatever.
I do remember that.
Why doesn't he still do that when people do things the wrong way?
It almost is like they made that shit up.
I mean, it's almost like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because God gets further and further away as the story goes on.
But I mean, if God continued to do that as time went on, right?
Yeah.
People wouldn't fucking do that.
Yeah.
They'd learn the lesson. They'd be like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do this God's way because apparently we die otherwise.
Okay, remember that one episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, right? It's in the first season. It's like within the first 5 episodes even.
Okay.
Okay, and they land on this planet and it seems like it's fucking utopia. It's the best, right?
Yeah.
And then Wesley is playing ball with these kids, right?
Yeah.
And the ball accidentally goes into one of the garden things, right? Yeah. And they're like, oh, shit, guess the ball's gone forever. And Wesley's like, what are you talking about? I'll just go get it. And they're like, dear God, no! And he's like, y'all weird. I'm just going to get the fucking ball here real quick.
Right.
Okay, and he goes in to the garden. He steps in the garden, and he gets the ball.
Right.
And then the cops show up.
Yeah.
And they have a 100% rule, which is never bent, and it stays the same, which is that if we catch you breaking the rule, you die. Period. The end.
Right.
So nobody breaks the rule because it's applied evenly across the board, 100%, no exceptions.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that that's a good way to be,
right.
But if God wants his people to fucking believe in him and behave, he really should be executing his rules in that utopian quote-unquote manner.
Across the fucking board.
Across the board. Do it 100% always.
Right.
It's called follow-through, Dad.
Yeah. It's called
consistency.
At least with the people who are doing priestly actions, that's where you shined with your punishments, so keep doing that and enforce those fucking rules.
Exactly.
Or don't, because, you're not real.
Yeah, exactly.
So, whatever.
So, okay, dude is still yelling. And this is the longest yell that ever yelled.
Right,
okay?
Right.
They place the bread of the presence on the holy table, and they light the gold lampstand every evening. We are following the instructions of the Lord our God, but you have abandoned him.
Mm.
So you see, God is with us. He is our leader. His priests blow their trumpets and lead us into battle against you. O people of Israel, do not fight against the Lord, the God of your ancestors, for you will not succeed. That was the end of the shout.
Okay, so, got it. Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jeroboam had secretly sent part of his army around behind the men of Judah to ambush them. Okay. So, dude is standing up on a fucking hill yelling. Meanwhile, his enemy's like, this is so boring. Let's just sneak around the back. Let's just get this done.
Right.
When Judah realized that they were being attacked from the front and the rear, they cried out to the Lord for help. I bet they did. I bet they did.
Yeah.
I help.
Kind of screwed, guys.
I help. Then the priests blew the trumpets. Burr, 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 and the men of Judah began to shout, "What? Ooh, oh!"
Yeah.
Lots of shouting.
Is that how it sounded?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the sound of their battle cry, that kind of shouting.
Okay.
Rah!
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oops. My original shouts were not good.
Okay. Yeah.
So disregard.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah, let's edit those out.
Right.
JK. Okay, so at the sound of their battle cry, God defeated Jeroboam and all Israel and routed them before Abijah and the army of Judah.
What?
Boom!
The fuck? No.
They shouted.
No.
Boom! That happened.
You don't get surrounded by an army twice your size, and then no.
They did a battle cry. What?
That is not correct.
They did a battle cry.
I don't care.
I don't know what to tell
not
you.
Fucking
they
correct.
did a fucking battle cry.
This is some bullshit. You know what? Here's the crap of this. We're gonna find out 2 seconds later that he doesn't follow God.
I know.
And so why did he win? Why did he win?
I don't know.
Because they wanted him to right then for some fucking reason. Yeah. Whatever.
The Israelite army fled from Judah, and God handed them over to Judah in defeat.
Yeah.
Abijah and his army inflicted heavy losses on them. 500,000 of Israel's select troops were killed that day.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Crazy.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Very wow.
How many of their troops were killed, I wonder?
So Judah defeated Israel on that occasion because they trusted in the Lord, the God of their ancestors.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I believe you. Abijah and his army pursued Jeroboam's troops and captured some of his towns, including Bethel, Jeshanah, and Ephraim, along with their surrounding villages.
Okay.
So, Jeroboam of Israel never regained his power during Abijah's lifetime. And finally, the Lord struck him down and he died.
Wait, Jeroboam or okay?
Yeah.
So Jeroboam died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The quote-unquote bad guy.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Abijah of Judah grew more and more powerful. He married 14 wives and had 22 sons and 16 daughters.
Damn.
The rest of the events of Abijah's reign, including his words and deeds, are recorded in that fucking book.
Right.
The end.
Wait, so we're at the point where they're calling out the book and recorded. That means he's done, right? Like that's all we're gonna hear about. What was his name? Abijah.
Yep. Right.
So he's like dying now or something, right?
Probably.
He lasted like 3 years, is what they said at the beginning. 3 fucking years, and you're telling me he had God's goodwill here? I can't remember what the story was in Kings, but like I'm feeling like he wasn't all that good.
I think that he had the Lord's will in that he was kind of good.
Okay.
Like he kind of followed the rules.
Okay.
But he still sucked. And
okay.
That's why he only lasted 3 years.
All right.
I don't know.
No,
the whole
thing
is stupid and without explanation. Let's be honest.
Right.
I can tell you like my impression and like they probably meant this, but who could fucking know?
Right.
But I mean, ultimately, it just doesn't fucking matter because it's so dumb.
It really is. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Whatever. All right. So that was Abijah.
Irritated.
I mean, it's so stupid. You know,
it was irritating the first time, and now it's just like ultra irritating.
And like I have no trust in the chronicler.
Yeah.
Like I just believe that he is all about David's line and lineage, and he's gonna make everything look as good as humanly possible
for Judah.
Team
Judah.
I'm a little bit like disillusioned with this whole story arc for Chronicles because it's so slanted and so biased.
Right.
That it's by the mere nature of the story completely unbelievable.
Right. It's like up until now we've been reading Fox News, and so it's like, well, it sucks and it's slanted, but we kind of know that going in.
Right.
And now we've gone from like Fox News to like OAN or one of those other things.
Yeah.
And we're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This was already bad.
I thought it was bad before, but damn.
Yeah. Like, can we get back to Fox News? God, the day I said that, right?
Right.
Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
all
anyways.
Right. Well, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 13.
It sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow we'll be back with
2 Chronicles chapter 14.
We'll see you guys then.
Boy.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.